Kaguya, she's trash. She's a trash individual.
Bro,
Why can't
yo,
you say a simple name?
yo, you savage.
We're back again, guys. The AKRewatch. Love is War. More comedy, more laughter, but sadly, still no more declaration of love.
Yeah, unfortunately, but you know
It's
what it
still a L.
is.
It's your boy Vigil.
And it's Daniel. You know what it is. You rewatched the episode 3 this time. So if you've already watched the previous videos, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna discuss it. But yeah.
So yeah, let's just jump into it.
Okay. So we started off this week with Miyuki Shirogane wants to gaze at the moon, and for a quick little synopsis, it's the harvest moon, and as the student council's term is winding down, they decide to get together for a mini event. So Shirogane proposes they go for a moon showing, and they go up to the roof, and really it's just Kaguya and Shirogane banter, where Kaguya's trying to one-up Shirogane, but it's just not working, to the point where she gets frustrated and ends up embarrassing him. So yeah, that's just a quick synopsis. But yeah, what did you think of the episode or that part, Vijay?
That part, do you know, it was two jokes, because I think Kaguya has no chill with she doesn't have to plot all the time. Like, she always goes straight to that plotting mentality. And it was clear here, as soon as they the whole like moon gazing, moon festival, let's go and stare at the stars. Like, she should have saw how Shirogane was so passionate about like the moon and astrology. Like, they should have known that this is not the time to try and do the most. Like, sometimes just
have a good time. Yeah, but she was like, nah, yeah, I'm gonna have him squirming. You just wait, Shirogane. But nah, man was so engrossed in the moon. He loves the moon.
Proper.
Man loves the moon.
I love that little throwback when you saw the little him as a child, and like, you know, that his love for astrology is pure, and you can tell how passionate. Like, he was forgetting about the whole entire, like, all of his surrounding didn't matter at all. Like,
that's how you can tell he was a must. He was a must in that, just in that moment. He was just like, yeah, this is just, I'm taking this in, and all these external extraneous. They don't matter. I just want to look at this moon, and I got my girl by my side, and I just want to show her why the moon is so great. Talking about Pegasus Square and all them things. I'm just like, okay.
He was spitting so much knowledge like throughout that sequence. You could tell he has vast amount. He was moving like, at one moment he was moving like philosopher. Man came with wise words and everything. I was like, "Rah, is that you? Yeah."
He was actually, you know, he was. He had some good bars. But before we get to that, what did you think about the scene just before we go up to the rooftop where Shikami's like, "Oh yeah, the student council will be dissolved soon." What did you think?
See, I was shocked. Like, I know you could tell during the watch when we were watching it that I was like, "What? Dissolved?" Like, it totally like went out of my mind. I just felt like we're staying in the flow of things. We're staying in the same pattern, that obviously not having in mind that their year is actually coming to an end, and obviously there needs to be a new student council. Like, what is it? This is the 67th student council.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have realized, but I think it's sad. You can tell like the atmosphere was so down. Everybody was like, we had so many memories, we've done so much together, all of that. And yeah, it hurt a bit. You know what I mean? It hurt. It was like, I felt a tug.
Because when he said it, it's kind of like he was just like addressing the elephant in the room, and you kind of, it just makes you remember, like, these positions that they're in, it's not permanent. It's not an everyday thing. They actually have to earn them. And like, now that they've served their term, their time's up. So we have to move on, because just like life, we move on. So I think it was kind of ominous as well, the way he just said it. You know, the scene kind of got a bit dark as well.
It did. And the music, the way they were playing that nice background music, they did so well with that. Because I was definitely in my feelings. I was like, raw.
Background music, man.
I'm gonna have to drop some tears on this one.
Oh. But moving on to the roof, what did you think about that whole scene up to before Shirogane starts talking about Kaguya and the moon? What did you think about that whole pre-sequence, I'll call it?
So like,
so
going back there, like
from when Kaguya's trying to get rid of Chika. To when Shirogane starts going on his monologue about how he feels about the Princess Kaguya story.
Like I said before, like she's a plotter. Deviance is her nature. She can't help it, because as soon as that she settled, because she was basically like cussing out the president. She was like, I don't understand basically why what joy you get. This is not enjoyable. How can you find enjoyment in staring at the moon and the stars and like gazing? But then saying that, she was like, this is an opportunity for me. And we know Kaguya, when the opportunity comes her way, she will take it. She will take it with open hands. Like she's on job all the time. So I wasn't surprised when she started trying to get rid of the people then, because obviously she's not doing no third or fourth wheeling. She's like, no, I need to get this into a situation that best benefits me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But I know she was shocked at how smoothly and how easily it was to get rid of Chika and Ishigami, because Chika was just trying to cook mochi. Like she was out there just trying to make food, she's trying to enjoy her life,
man.
And Ishigami was just cold, man.
Let me get warm, man.
His little shiver.
just trying to play my game.
Trust me, like that was all jokes for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I liked how she had all these devious plans. She was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then Shirogane just shatters it. He's just like, she's trying to set pace, but he's just controlling the whole situation, like inadvertently. She is being outpaced at every turn, and she's just like, what? Wait, what's going on? Because when he put the coat on her shoulders, I was like, okay, kind of smooth.
Straight away, it was so smooth.
Then he poured the drink, and she took it, and she was like, oh yeah, I got him now, man. No hesitation. He was like, yeah.
Do you know, I loved that as well, because it was her motive. She was like, I'm gonna make him squirm, but she was the one doing all the squirming. She was the one, like she was, you know what I mean? She lost all composure. She was like, what is happening?
Composure gone.
Fully gone. She wanted to control the narrative. Shirogane said, no, whereas Shirogane said, nah, that's not it. I control the narrative. Gentleman 101.
Moon knowledge out. But I think the bit after was quite telling about Shirogane's character, like how he was talking about how in the story the person killed himself because they couldn't bear to live without the princess, but if it was him, he would do everything that he could to try and get her back. I think that's just how he is. It's consistent with his character, and I think it's quite honest, and I like that scene. I think the honesty is what overwhelmed Kaguya, because I feel like he's been unfiltered. It was like his true feelings, and she couldn't take what he was telling her, because she was just, I guess, overwhelmed by the rawness of it.
It's true. Like I could tell like straight away how shocked she was, especially of how he delivered what he was saying. It was so like, it was so beautiful, like stunning, and it was like hypnotic. Like the rhythm, the flow, and the night and everything. It was like you knew throughout that whole conversation, everything he said was true. Everything he said was from the heart. Everything he said was raw, unfiltered, and real. So yeah, that's definitely like to be honest, it doesn't surprise me, because he's that type of individual, like upright, standing, very passionate, and like he's like strong with his feelings and what he wants, you know what I mean?
I definitely hear you. But so what did you think about that whole part then? Like if you'd rate it?
That whole situation, I thought I loved. Okay, this is basically this section is why I find real joy watching this show. The way they are able to deliver such like unique situations, so characters can bounce off each other in unique ways, but still keeping that comedic element to it. Like it's still so funny, but then you get that philosophical, that deepness, that rawness, that intelligence. Yes, like that's what this show is, so intelligently written, and the voice actors do such a great job.
They go above and beyond.
Really,
we have to shout out Kaguya's voice actor. She does the most, man. We didn't mention it last episode, but she was voicing 4 different versions of herself. Like you have to shout her out, man. Honestly,
that is work. That is real work. Like that one, you can't do. You have to stand up and applaud. That's Trust me.
But yeah, let's transition to the second part of the episode. It's kind of, actually, I was gonna say it was a short part, but it wasn't actually. It was kind of, because the second part it flowed so seamlessly. You thought it was just 2 parts, but no, it was actually 3 parts. But yeah, this one was called the 67th Student Council. So where it's the end of their term and we're just reminiscing of our memories of the past year with the student council. And it was kind of like a recap, but like I'm not gonna say like it was a unique way, but it was just us remembering the events from season 1. It was nice to see, like, from the characters' point of view, what they thought and how they were feeling about just their whole time that they were on the council. But yeah, let me pass it off to you, Jean.
Yeah, you got little like around the student council room, little like tokens or symbols of stuff that bring a lot of memory back, and you can tell that it was a moment where they were appreciating. They were thinking back at how quickly time moves and shifts. They were like, wow, I can't believe that we're standing now here and it's basically over. And they're looking back at those moments saying, like, in those times when we're having so much fun, we're having like conflicting moments, when we're having our discussions, when we're playing Chica's dumb games, like they were like, in those moments we never knew we would be here at the end. You know what I mean? Like there's a period of time
because they're having so much fun.
Legit, you never think something's gonna end, and then it ends and you're like, rah, wow.
Yeah. It's actually it's realistic, because sometimes you'll be having fun, like you just going through each day, and then like before you know it, it's like, oh yeah, it's on to the next thing. Like we're all going our different ways, because that's just how life is. And I liked some Ishigami because he was kind of, I guess, jealous of the others when they were describing certain events he wasn't there for, because I feel like that shows how close he was with this group, even though in season 1 man's always running out the council room saying, oh, I'm going home, I'm gonna kill myself, all this stuff. But it shows how I was
trying to skip some time. I wasn't trying to come in.
Nah, he was scared, man. He was shook. It just shows how he really appreciates the other student council members, and you can tell he's gonna miss hanging out with these guys. Yeah,
100%. Like man was like putting that stuff out. I was there. I remember that. I was present. Guys, don't forget about me. I was dying. I was like, bro.
Man took so much pride in being there talking about Chica's breasts, and Chica, she reloaded the clip, started beating man. That was a proper beating. Worse than the first one, I'm pretty sure.
That beating was ridiculous. That was you're about to die today. This is your last day on earth.
Why was she so vexed though?
I feel like she just loves reacting to it. If somebody else said that, she would have been moving like that. But because it's Ishigami, she's like, nah, the audacity. I have to beat him until he dies. Man was giving him licks. Man, like,
on the floor too. Man was on the floor. I was like, what is going on here?
Bro, I thought he was dead. He wasn't moving. He was like, it was until like the next scene when we saw him alive again. Then I was like, yeah, he lived. But I know after that, he was in hospital for a good amount of time. Man came back. I don't know how he came back. Probably secured the time stone from Chica, because you know she's been searching the glove and that.
She Thanos, yeah. She's still looking for Space Stone as well.
Of course, she's on job. We know that.
Slowly, we don't know.
But I definitely love that dynamic throughout this episode. just showing just everybody's closeness, and they're appreciating the growth.
Yeah.
Like, look how far we've grown, and look at the individuals we've become, and looking back at some of the
funny moments.
Their moments, yeah, they're like, wow,
the cat is
actually funny.
The cat is Mirage. Like, listen, that was such a funny episode. That was such a funny. The narrator, we have to shout him out too, because he is a legend, man. Honestly, he honestly enhances the show, and I said honestly like 3 times there, but I have to emphasize.
But it's facts. You can't not like he makes this show so good. But I don't know how it's an element that if he was gone, the show would be totally different.
Exactly. That's why it's what takes the anime over the manga for me. Because I feel like if you don't have him in the background with his dramatic voice saying all these silly things, it might still be funny, but it's funnier when you hear it, you know?
Trust me, I need him to narrate my life, man. I need him just to follow me around, just say random stuff. Tell me about the wins and L's I've been taking. I said, today, with Joe took a dog. Big win. Oh, that's you die.
Oh my. Okay, let's get back. So what did you think about the last bit of the segment where you got Chika, you got Kaguya on shedding tears, which is
something. Tears, man.
I'm not surprised by Chika, but Kaguya as well. Like it shows that she's not the Ice Queen. The Ice Queen she's losing her grip on her personality, you know, because like she's shedding tears in front of other people.
That was a different level or different depth of, like, it was sadness. Do you know what's conflicting? It's like it's sadness, but it's also happiness at the same time. Like it wasn't just pure sad tears, like when something crazy happened and you're just broken. It was like, I'm sad because of how happy and how great of a time we've had together, and I didn't want that to end. And when Chika, it was the moment the door was slowly closing, then it closed. Then Chika just stopped, and I know for her, she was like, yeah, it's done now. We're not entering that room again. She was bawling, she was crying.
Yeah, and you felt it. You know when Shirogane took off the gold chain, he lost his chain.
The drip.
He put in the box. I was like, damn, he's just a normal guy now.
Just normal. Ain't nothing special about him no more. No chain on his neck or nothing.
Lost the swag, man.
Trust me. And then obviously Kaguya, when she was bawling as well, I feel like, obviously, like you said, with her, she's not the type. Definitely, you definitely feel that her ice queen vibe is definitely broken down and gone, or not even gone, but it's going. It's slowly like melting away. But I know that other people showcasing emotion first gives her the opportunity. I feel like she will never be the first person to cry, but if somebody's crying or something, she doesn't mind also showing that same emotion, because it's obvious that's you know what I mean? It's likewise with the conflict between her and Shirogane. If he was open first to showcasing that love, she would happily go forth and also, and that's the bad thing about that character, that dynamics, because they're both like that. They both need somebody to set pace. Like none of them are pacing.
That was really nicely put. I like that, because you can tell, like, if he said something like, "Oh yeah, I like you," girl, she'll overwhelm him with the love. Like, we can tell she got a lot of love in her heart for him, but the pride for both of them is just too high. They're just like, nah, man, it won't let me.
Way too high.
The one who says I love you first loses. That's their mentality. And
man said it's a big L.
Frustrating. You know, these two would be great together.
Trust me. I wish I could go in, just jump in and just tell them, like, you both like it. You like each other. Just do your thing. Just be happy. You're doing too much at the moment. And then I'll tell Chika to leave my boy Ishigami alone.
I'm backing my boy Ishigami. If you want to go get to him, go through me. And I know you're not about that like Chika.
I would throw hands. I'm from South London. I'll throw hands. Man knows about the jab and the swing. I know about it.
Yeah, if anyone's from England, you know, South London, that's the Wild West.
From the bits, the wild.
But
Oh my days.
as we reach the final part of the episode, Kaguya doesn't want to say it. And for the synopsis, so the transition to this part from the previous was so seamless. I think I even missed it. But following on from the student council ending, they decide to get together and go to a diner, and Kaguya's having the dilemma of what to call the president now because he's not the president, and she is struggling to call him by his name. And then she kind of realizes, wait, I don't want him to not be the president anymore. And so she lets her guard down, and kind of, it was almost like she semi-confessed, but it's like the first time she's, I guess, expressed an interest. And she even acknowledges that by saying it's selfish. And we see in like the ending scene that actually propels Miyuki to apply to be the president because Kaguya asked him. So that already lets you know that the feeling between them two is strong, because he's like, yeah, it's time for me to act like a man. I felt that. He
was like, let me pattern up. Let me do my duty. Let me get the job done. Yeah, the two. I think it was definitely one of those, like throughout, especially like the beginning of that section when they were having the celebration meal, kind of like transition, like everybody's like communicating with each other in a slightly more relaxed way.
Casual, yeah, that was nice.
Casual, relaxed. That was so nice to see. And even then, like when she was Kaguya was talking to Chika and was like, it would be selfish because the pressure of being a president and how hard it is. Like it's a big responsibility, and to fulfill that duty to such a high standard for one year is already done a great
hard
job.
task.
Like that's legit.
That's why the school rewards them with that letter, because they acknowledge that this isn't just your regular student council
not basic.
term. Nah,
not basic at all.
And we need to deep that he is top of his year group as well, while he's being the student council president. So man is already juggling two hard tasks, and he's still managing to excel in both of them.
And still managing to look suave, to look chilled, if it was me, I'll be frazzled. I'll be a mess. Like I'll be doing it, but like you see my eyes drooping, proper suffering. And that was just nice to see. Like, and so obviously following that, she's like, obviously it would be definitely selfish for us to ask him to then run again, which I understand, but I feel like is as a friend, or they're friends, like you should be able to ask, like, wouldn't it be cool if we run this back, we do a repeat, we running this back, a whole thing back, let's go again. And because Chika is like that, she's so casual, she obviously understands how hard it is, but she's also like, I'm going to be upfront with what I want, you know what I mean? I don't care if it's selfish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to be a little selfish, you know? Just a little. Definitely. Emphasis on the little, like
just a tiny bit.
But jumping off that point, I like that little serious scene because it kind of shows like the confliction between all of them. Because like Chika, like she's being all casual with Shirogane. She's like, oh yeah, Miyuki-kun. She said that like seamlessly, rolled off the tongue, like no hesitation. But like
unless they all practice it in her room.
Hey, she might, you know, we never know. After that fumble with the birthday, she's like, nah, I gotta do this right, man. Because she fumbled that hard.
Fumbled it real hard. She said, no more mistakes from now on. That's what she said. No more.
So she was like, yeah, okay. I think she secretly wanted to keep the group because she knows, like, yeah, once this council thing done, like, we're not going to be even hanging out each other because Ishigami, he's a year below us and I'm not in the same class as you. So, like, if he runs again, then we can keep this thing going. But like I think they all knew, like, yeah, this is because we don't really see it as the viewers, but like man is obviously working hard behind the scenes. Like
he definitely is.
It was kind of like it's sad, you know, because like damn, you really feel like this is the end. Like no more student council, we're moving on.
Especially the train station scene when they're all kind of going their separate ways. You're like, wow, this really is the end. Like everybody's going home, and they're like, wait. Like I said this during the recording. Now I said this during when we were watching it. Why was Kaguya walking? Kaguya does not walk. Why was she walking home?
I don't know. I guess she got approval from the house to let her, because I mean, obviously she was staying out after, so I guess like it was too late for someone to pick her up. I don't know, or maybe they knew that Shirogane was walking her home. That's the only way I can reason.
I was waiting for the limo to pull up. Like, yeah, just jump in.
That definitely would have ruined the moment. I'm not gonna lie. For her anyway. Like, it's nice that they got to walk home together.
So true.
And we cannot end this discussion without discussing that scene at the end where Kaguya lets the emotions run. She grabs man's arm. She's clutching it. You know, she's like, nah, I want to be selfish. Please stay the president. And then Shirogane, he was flexing his ego. He was like, oh, so what you're saying is you want me to be the president for another year, yeah? Well, look at this. I already got the application filled out.
But I needed to know that you wanted me. Because I need to make sure it's you. Not only because I will do it, but he's actually jokes. I love how stuck up he looked. Like, man had his head held way high, and
he was gassed. That's why he was gassed. He was like, yo, it's like that, there, it's already done.
And he doesn't take a lot of W's. He doesn't take a lot of wins. But that right there, that was a big W. That was a big win.
Yeah, equaled out his L from the earlier part.
100%. Kaguya was like, what? What just happened? Nah.
Season 1 Kaguya is not getting outplayed like that, you know. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, in this season, like, they're a lot more open with their feelings. Like, just the way when she's being outplayed, like, she's like, oh, like, she's not even trying to cover it up. She's just like, yeah, like, you kind of got me there.
Yeah, Kaguya is definitely, she's low-key getting desperate. Like, her desperation is seeping into her action, because, like you said, season 1, you would never catch her slipping like that. Season 1, I did not see her falter. I did not see her slip, like, in front of anybody. In her own mind, and when she's in her quiet place, she's slipping a bit. But in front of other people, never. She's a class act.
But no, she's making a bit of, I wouldn't even call them mistakes. It's just like, I guess she's getting comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's comfortable in expressing her affection. So you love to see it, man. And like actually, before we end this off, let's also discuss Kaguya and her struggle to say his name. What did you think about that?
Oh. Kaguya, she's trash. She's a trash individual. Why can't you say a simple name?
Yo, you savage, man.
At that moment, I was fed up. I was like, nah, you're mocking it. I'll let other things slide. I will let other behaviors. But when you can't just say my man's name, I was like, me, president. I was like, bruh, just say his name. And I love how she was trying to up herself up. In her head, she's like, everybody else is saying it. Come on, like, I've known him for so long. It should be able to slide off the tongue. And she was watching how everybody else's interaction was so easy and so smooth. Like, man, like Ishigami what was he calling it? Man gave him that nickname.
Mew Senpai.
I said Mew Senpai.
How did man have that on the fly though? Hey, you need to drop a 16 if you can think of bars that quickly, man.
100. I need to hear that freestyle. Man said Mew Senpai, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good. Like, you know, when the nickname is so smooth, you don't even complain. You just nod. It's like, yeah, that's me.
You accept it instantly because it's like, yeah, this can definitely run.
100%. And with all that, Kaguya was out here like struggling just to stay. The thing is, like with that, she overdoes it. She overthinks the situation. If she just goes with her instincts, she'll be fine.
She said it at the end. She said Shirogane, and she was like, "Oh, it feels off." But I think she just didn't want to get used to saying that. She's like, "Yeah, president is president." But yeah, Kaguya, she's a. What were you gonna say?
So when they're finally dating and that, she's gonna call him president. That's wild.
Hey, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because these men can't even say I like you to each other right now. So dating is a whole another ball game. Like, we're not on that level yet. We're still on level 3.
Oh my days.
Well, we could discuss more, but let's end it here. Give me your final thoughts on the episode as a whole, what you thought of the narrative told this week, and yeah, just like what you thought of the episode, really.
So overall, it was a beautifully flowing episode. And it really, compared to I always want to compare it to other episodes for some reason, but it is what it
It's a
is.
reference point,
Compared to
innit?
other, true. Compared to other episodes, it has that it's slow tempo. They were slower than others, as in every section was kind of interlinked in some way, and you had the overriding like sad feeling, like ominous.
Yeah.
Like, this is the end, like throughout, from the first section, second section to the third section. You were like, this was like the first episode in the season that I felt everything, it didn't have to have parts. It was just one transition throughout. It wasn't this is one section, this is the other section, and then we have this. No, it was just one fluid piece. And sometimes I do like it when they do that, especially when this subject matter being like the close of the 67th student council, like it was just good to have that continuality throughout. It's very simple, but it makes you feel a much more depth. Like I'm not jumping to different scenes. I know like there's not one section that's a high.
It's like there's a flow to it.
One, you know what I mean? Yeah. So because of that, I loved it. It was definitely one of my favorite episodes, like altogether, regarding character development and especially the music. Like I touched on it. It was hitting so differently, like, and that's what I love. And it's doing Love Is War things. This is what I expect. This is the level of consistency and greatness I expect. So this is definitely a 9 out of 10 episode. This is top tier, man.
Yes, sir. And just piggybacking off what you said, what I like about this season especially is the feature of overarching plot lines within the mini bits of the episodes, which all connects, because it just makes, as I was saying, it makes it flows. It gives it direction. And like this episode, like we have the somber undertone with us acknowledging that the student council's ending, and it kind of in the middle we're asking them, so where's the story gonna go next for these characters, because we generally don't know. And then we get to the end and we know, oh, okay, he's actually gonna rerun, and that kind of helps us to lead into the next arc, which is going to be about the election, I assume. Well, actually, I know because we already watched it, but yeah,
rewatch.
It's a rewatch. But yeah, overall, the episode, it was really good. Like, it was funny in the beginning, and then like as I said before, like the second two parts felt like one because of how seamless the transition was. And we're seeing more layers, sides to the characters. We're seeing more sides to Kaguya. I always like seeing that because we're seeing her open up more and become more honest with herself. And we're also kind of seeing a bit more to Ishigami. I can't really say much for, maybe a bit more for Chika, and definitely Shirogane. We're seeing him, he's taking responsibility, he's pulling up his pants, and then now we're going to get to see what gave him the ability to become the president in the first place. We're going to see what tactics he put in place. But yeah, I give it the same rating as you. This is where I feel like the season's starting to hit its stride, and like the episodes after this are gonna be, because they're gonna be great.
Oh yeah, they're
election arc.
They're great. I remember watching and I was like,
Fire.
This is sick. This is sick.
This fuego. Oh my days, I can't wait. But yeah, guys, that's another episode for you, man or girls.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy. As always, hit us up on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor. Links will be in the description. Comment below your thoughts. Let us know what you thought of the episode. If you liked the episode, if you disliked the episode, we want to hear it all. And as always, thank you for the support. Daniel, signing off. Pieces, deuces, them things there.
All of that. Likewise, everything Daniel said, just show some love, support the thing. We're out here trying to be consistent, trying to work hard, Like we're making real strides. Like this is becoming so fluid and easy for us now, and there's still more to improve on and still more to do. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, guys, it's Vigel, and I'm signing out too. Catch you guys in a bit.
Peace.
Peace.